The Lakers and the Celtics have combined to win 34 of the 74 NBA Finals in history. That is 43% of all championships in league history. The Lakers and the Celtics winning 43% of all championships is the highest percentage of championships won by two teams in North American major sports. Despite having the same number of championships, the Lakers have the most Larry O'Brien trophies. The trophy debuted in 1977, the Lakers have 11, the Bulls have 6, the Spurs have 5, and the Celtics have 4. The original Baltimore Bullets, who won in 1948, are the only defunct NBA champion. The 1970s was the decade with the most unique champions. In this decade, 8 different teams won a title. It is the only decade other than the 1940s where no team won at least 3 titles. The 70s was also the decade with the most first-time champions. The New York Knicks, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Washington Bullets, and the Seattle Supersonics all won their first title in this decade. The 1960s was the decade with the least number of unique NBA champions. Only 2 teams in total won a title in the 60s. The Celtics won 9, and the 76ers won 1. The 1980s and the 2000s are the decades with the least number of first-time champions, each with only 1. The Pistons won their first championship in 1989, and the Miami Heat won their first in 2006. The Lakers are the only team to appear in a finals in every decade. The most common NBA finals matchup is obviously the Lakers and Celtics. These teams have met in the finals 12 different times. Over 60% of NBA players become broke after 5 years of retirement. That's really tough. Oh my god. Michael Jordan from 1991 to 1998 never lost 3 times in a row. Wilt Chamberlain has 118 50-point games. To put that into perspective, Kyrie Irving has 116 30-point games. Since the year 2000, LeBron ranks number 1 in points, defensive rebounds, assists, and steals. Michael Jordan won a scoring title in 77% of his years in Chicago with 10 NBA scoring titles. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won 55% of MVPs in the 1970s. Bill Russell was the first black coach in NBA history, winning 2 titles as a player coach for the Boston Celtics in the late 1960s. From 1997 to 2018, the Spurs spent only 48 days under 500. No other team spent less than 700. John Stockton would still be the all-time leader in assists without his final 5 years of his career. In 2013, Dwight Howard missed 366 free throws. Steve Nash has only missed 324 free throws in his whole career. For 5 consecutive years, Manute Bol blocked 10% of 2-point attempts while he was on the court. No one else has even done it once. 9 of the last 12 scoring champs played on the 2012 Oklahoma City Thunder. In 1962, Wilt Chamberlain played 48.5 minutes a game, playing 30 seconds more than regulation. Paul Pierce was stabbed 11 times in the neck and back in September of 2000, going into the 2000-2001 season, and still will continue to play all 82 games that season. AC Green is the all-time record holder for most consecutive games played with 1,192 games. James Harden already is the Nets career leader in 30-point and 10-assist games in less than half a season of play. Muggsy Bogues recorded 39 blocks during his career. Ben Wallace finished his career with more blocks than fouls and more steals than turnovers. Jalen Rose played 83 regular season games in the 2001-2002 NBA season. 17% of all 7-foot Americans make it to the NBA. In 2015, the entire Mavericks backcourt had the same exact birthday. JJ Barea, Darren Williams, and Raymond Felton were all born on June 26, 1984. The Miami Heat started in the Western Conference. Hakeem Olajuwon has the most quadruple doubles with 2. Rick Barry wore a wig for a whole season. Yao Ming is deaf in his left ear. Charles Barkley used to play with a belly button full of Vaseline. Yo, what the fuck are these? In 2014, in the Nets vs. Heat game, players wore jerseys with their nicknames on them. In 2013, Marc Gasol won Defensive Player of the Year, but only made the All-Defensive Second Team. The New Jersey Nets voted to change their name to the New Jersey Swamp Dragons, and actually passed with a 26-1 total vote. The lone vote against was cast by the New Jersey Nets when one of the 7 owners that rotated representing the team at league meetings got cold feet. The last time a Utah Jazz player notched a triple-double in the regular season was in 2008. There are only 4 players in NBA history to have a quadruple-double. These 4 are Nate Thurmond, Alvin Robertson, Hakeem Olajuwon, and David Robinson. The Utah Jazz have the best all-time regular season record without a championship. The Washington Wizards have the worst all-time regular season record with a championship. The 1972-73 Celtics hold the record for the best record to not make the finals. At 68-14, they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to the New York Knicks. The 1998-99 New York Knicks are the only 8 seed to ever make it to the finals. There have only been 10 NBA finals where neither team was the 1 seed. Robert Horry, Danny Green, John Sally, and LeBron James are the only players to have won a title with 3 different teams. In 2000, Rasheed Wallace had 41 technical fouls, the most in NBA history, meaning in the 80 games he played, he had a technical foul in 51% of them. Klay Thompson holds the record for the most points in a quarter with 37 points. Steve Blake and John Lucas hold the NBA record for most assists in a quarter with 14. There were 5 instances in which the Milwaukee Bucks had broken a 12-plus game winning streak, and each of the 5 times, those teams that went on to win the NBA title that season. The Toronto Raptors are actually the second NBA team from Toronto, with the Huskies originating from the area. Ray Allen's real first name is Walter. Oliver Miller holds the record for being the largest NBA player over Shaq. The league leader in three-point attempts in 1982 took 4.1 threes a game. There have been 19 Game 7s in finals history. The home team is 15-4, and the most recent one was Game 7 in 2016. The 1951 New York Knicks are the only team to force a Game 7 after being down 3-0 in the NBA Finals. No team has ever won a Finals after being down 3-0. The Golden State Warriors are the only team to blow a 3-1 series lead in the NBA Finals, having done so in 2016. John Gurlia, if I butchered your name, my bad, is the only NBA player to win a championship in 100% of the seasons he played, with a minimum of 3 seasons. He played in 4 seasons for the Celtics and won a title in all 4 seasons. Pat Riley was drafted in the 1967 first round as the 7th pick by the San Diego Rockets. Paul George's middle name is Clifton Anthony. Rapper Nelly used to walk Bradley Beal to school. The longest NBA game in the shot clock era was on November 9th, 1989, when the Supersonics faced the Milwaukee Bucks and went to 5 overtimes, where the Milwaukee Bucks would win 155-154. Carmelo Anthony has a fear of cats, and he happened to score his career high against the Bobcats. Hakeem Olajuwon was the first non-American to win the MVP. Fat Lever was only 170 pounds. Scottie Pippen played against Carmelo Anthony. Kevin Garnett played against Magic Johnson and Stephen Curry. Vince Carter played on a team with Charles Oakley, who was drafted in 1986. He also played on one with Trae Young, who was born in 1998. 3 of the 7 dwarves have their names represented in the league: Doc Rivers, Happy Hairston, and Sleepy Floyd. The term dime for an assist is actually from announcers saying player A dials player B's number when payphones were 10 cents. On February 27, 1998, the Indiana Pacers defeated the Portland Trail Blazers 124-59. This is the only game in NBA history where the winning team more than doubled the losing team score. LeBron James and Stephen Curry were born in the same hospital. If you want me to do 100 more facts, 7,000 likes. Also, shout out to Eli, aka Whole Lot of Nerds on Twitter, for helping me compile these facts for you guys. Go check his Twitter out, links will be in the description. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are so close to 200K, it literally hurts. But with that being said, I'm out. Peace.